Welcome to what I'm going to call a year in the life of Miss Sanders. I'm excited to share some highlights of my school year. So when students show up on the first day, one thing that they really notice is that I love Ohio State. It's on my door and it's nearly everywhere in my room. My room feels very cozy. I have lots of pictures of myself with my family. I have the 8 by 10s of all the different cities and major places that I've traveled to. I have pictures of myself with former students, and there's not a whole lot of wall space that isn't taken up with either some sort of social studies poster, like I have a poster of the Statue of David, I have a Martin Luther King poster, or my own personal touches. A huge part of teaching, and I'm lucky to say of my experience teaching, are these ladies here. We are room numbers 210 to 219, so you'll see we have our personalized shirts for that. And even though we all together teach math, science, social studies, and English, we are lunch buddies every day. We do spirit weeks together and coordinate outfits, and they're just the support system that every teacher needs. An opening day activity that I do is this post-it note board where they write something about their favorite teacher and they even get to name who that person is. And this is really cool because other teachers are walking down the hall seeing their name on the board for that, and you get an idea of what makes a good teacher. You know, I tell the students not just because you got an A or not because they were funny, but really what about them made a lasting impact for you. So I really enjoy getting to read those responses, and it's fun to see the wide variety of teachers and subjects that end up on the board. In terms of class, I really like to do things that are active. I don't spend too much time talking in my classroom. This is an activity with QR codes where you scan the code and a question comes up on your phone. We did it as a scavenger hunt on the entire first floor of the school, and the partners had 15 of these to go to, and if they got the answer to the question right, it should also lead them to where to find the next question. And then I did it as a competition to see who could finish the fastest with the most correct answers. Another one of my favorite events is my Social Studies Olympics. I divide the classes up into different teams, and they have point values that vary for a number of activities, kind of depending upon how hard they are or maybe how long they take. So we do row races where you're against the other people in your row, Kahoot on the computer. I do a match game where there's different cards on the board and they have to find where the amendment and the definition matches, and then we add up the points and see which country wins. So it's a really good kind of fun way to review, and it's also exciting when we do this and we're in an Olympic year. This is a picture of a HyperDock. This is a lesson that students can do beginning to end, all using one Word document. And I love this model because it's great if a student is absent or if maybe even you need a sub, because everything that they need from the beginning hook to the lesson all the way to applying it and doing a project to taking a quiz on it is linked to this document. So it's one sheet in a computer and students can learn over multiple days about a topic. And when I did this, I did it on the stock market. So it was nice because we were able to see videos of the New York Stock Exchange. They were able to get on and look at live stock tables as things were being traded, and they could do everything using the technology, and then also being able to be in small groups with me. One thing that is very important to me and to our school, as being in the social studies department, is learning from other people and having those primary sources and conversations going on, especially while we can. So last year we did a project where we interviewed veterans from anywhere from World War II to Vietnam about their experiences, and the questions were made up by my students. My students did the interview and the filming, and it's something that's really cool that we can use on Veterans Day, or we can use it in any U.S. history class to have that experience to share with our students, even without having to bring somebody in to speak to all of your classes. But one thing that we do at my school is a Veterans Day celebration. This is from this past year, and you can see that the entire junior class is able to go. We have veterans and their families who sit on the floor. Our choir sings. We have a couple speakers who have to audition to either read something, sing a song, lead us in the pledge, show a video, and it's just a really neat day, and is always so moving to get to experience that and see how appreciative the veterans are, and also for our students to interact with them. Another big part of teaching, especially in a high school setting, is being active and being involved. You'll find me at least one volleyball game, football game, basketball game, just to make sure that the kids know that I support them and that I'm excited for them. This year I got to help out with the theater auditions and was on the panel to pick the people who are going to be in our comedy. And then this is a photo from being at prom and getting to chaperone that, which was really exciting to see a lot of the kids dressed up, and they're even surprised and excited that you're there as well. And then finally, what the end of the year always brings, which is very sad, and I always do cry, I must admit, is graduation. So getting to see the seniors leave and thinking back on the experiences that you've had with them. So that's a little bit about my experience as a teacher and some of the highlights of my year.